of t, you should write u of minus t. Okay, that is how you need to do it. Okay, so how to do this question? In that case, how do you do this question? Okay, that's very easy. So suppose in your previous question, let's check the previous question. In the previous question, the question was finding the Laplace transform of, let me see this question, I don't remember the question myself. Yeah, this is the question, right? So suppose here s plus 4 by s plus 3 into s plus 2. Okay, this is the question. Okay, so what you do is, in this question, like I said before, you separate this into two factors, s plus 3 plus b by s plus 2. Okay, then what you do is you find the value of a and b. I have already found the value of a and b, so don't need to find it again. Here the value of a is -1 and the value of b is 2. So this will become -1 by s plus 3 plus 2 by s plus 2. Okay, now I found the value of a and b. Now after this, now I need to check if this is a left-sided signal or a right-sided signal. How do I know if this question is a left-sided signal or a right-sided signal or a two-sided signal? How do I know that? For that, you have to read the question. The question, suppose they say, okay, I will give you this separate different questions. Suppose in the question, if they say that the real part of s is greater than -2. Suppose in the question they say find the inverse Laplace transform of this function, and then they say that the real part of s is greater than -2. Okay, if you see that it is greater than -2, then immediately you should understand that this question is a right-sided signal. So right-sided signal means what? Right-sided signal means every transform that you are going to find here will be multiplied with u of t. That's all. Which means x of t is nothing but, here is -1 into -1 by s plus, so it will be minus e raised to minus 3t u of t plus 2 into e raised to minus 2t u of t. See, this is say why is u of t? Because this is a right-sided signal. Okay, this is one way they can ask the question. All right, if you see a greater sign, immediately understand this is a right-sided signal, causal signal. So you can simply, all you need to do is nothing, simply find the inverse Laplace transform and then attach u of t along with it. That's all. Attach u of t along with it. Suppose, okay, and now I'm going to change the question. Suppose they ask you find the inverse Laplace transform of this function, and they also, in the question, they also give you real part of s is less than -3. Okay, same question, but this is different. Now the question is real part of s is less than -3. In that case, what is your x of t? So if as soon as when you see this, you should understand that this question is a left-sided signal, less than -3. If you see this question over here like this, then you should understand that this is a left-sided signal. So left-sided signal means I'm going to multiply each of these functions over here with -1, and then I'm going to attach u of minus t over here. So that means here e raised to minus 3t, right? So the negative of this is plus e raised to minus 3t. So it will become plus e raised to minus 3t u of minus t. And then here also, here it is plus, so I mean I'm going to multiply minus, it will become minus, so it will become minus 2 into e raised to minus 2t u of minus t. See, that means this signal became a left-sided signal. So this is how I represent my left-sided signal. Okay, why it is the opposite sign? Why did I take the opposite sign? Is because of this minus over here, this minus over here in front of the left-sided signal. So this is a left-sided signal. This is a left-sided signal. So I put a minus sign in front of every terms. So minus of minus becomes plus, and minus of plus becomes minus. And then I write u of minus t for every term. This is called as the left-sided signal. Okay. Now suppose if the last case. Suppose if my ROC is defined like this. -3 less than real part of s less than minus 2. Suppose this is how suppose let me say, suppose the question is find the inverse of s plus 4 by s plus 3 into s plus 2, where the ROC is given by minus 3 less than real part of s less than minus 2. Okay, suppose they ask you like this, in this format. Okay, so then how you are going to find how do you going to know if it is a real part, or if of course here also I'm going to separate my terms as usual, no change, no difference. Then I know that value of a is minus 1, so I found that. Okay, so now here if you can see, there are two factors, right? Here real part of, here the pole is s is equal to minus 3, here the pole is s is equal to minus 2, and here the given question is, it is between minus 3 and minus 2. The real part of s is between minus 3 and minus 2, or in other words, this question means that the real part of s is greater than minus 3 and the real part of s is less than minus 2. That's what it means. That's what this thing means, right? That is, the real part of s is greater than minus 3. That is why minus 3 less than real part of s less than minus 2. So real part of s is greater than minus 3 and the real part of s is less than minus 2. Okay, so you can understand from here which one is right sided and which one is left sided. See, you can see the real part of s is greater than minus 3. That means for this pole, the signal for this pole s is equal to minus 3. The signal for this pole is right sided. This is right sided. Understood? This is right sided. So right sided means then this will be nothing but as usual. This is nothing but same as usual into e raised to minus 3t u of t. Okay. Since this is a right sided signal, so I don't do anything, I just simply find the inverse and then write u of t along with it. That's all. Okay. Now look at this ROC over here. The real part of s is less than minus 2. That means the pole for s is equal to minus 2. So that means this signal over here is left sided. So what you going to do is you are going to negate this. You are going to apply inverse of this. So this will become your plus 2. So this will become minus 2 e raised to minus t. See, this is how you are going to apply. This is how you are going to apply. Okay, so that's why. So in terms of ROC, there are three factors. First factor is that suppose your ROC will be given like this. Our real part of s is greater than some number. As long as when you see this, you should immediately understand that this is a right-sided signal. So simply find your inverse in the usual manner and then attach each and every term with u of t. That's all. Okay. Now suppose if your real part of s is less than some number, then you should immediately understand that the given question is a left-sided signal. So what are you going to do? You are going to negate this. Find the inverse of this. Minus and minus. Apply minus sign in both the terms. So minus of minus becomes plus and minus of plus becomes minus, and then you attach u of minus t for each and every term. So you change. So that's how this becomes a left-sided signal. Okay. And in the third case, sometimes it can be greater than one and less than the other. Okay, sometimes your ROC can be between the two values, and it means it can be greater than one and can be less than the other. In that case, what you should do is you should find out in which factor it is greater, or in which signal it is greater. So here you can see real part of s is greater than minus 3. So the factor which is greater, that factor you make it right-sided signal. That factor you make it right-sided signal. And if you see the ROC less than a number, then the factor which is less than a number, that factor you make it left-sided signal.